So I want to say the morning after the night before, but it's evening now and I'm tired. Travel back from Liverpool. Nice weekend. It's been interesting. Of course, I've seen on social media today, everybody's talking about the verdict with Natasha Jonas and Michaela Meyer. And it was tight. And when you're there, you're going to look at it again the next day. You've got to go over it and over and over and over it. My opinion is this. I thought the fight was tight. I thought Natasha, the best thing she did was have a quick start. I think Michaela came on strong towards the end. From round 8 on to the end of the fight, I thought Natasha looked 39, and this is where the problem was. Pace was going to be the key. And Natasha, she was holding on for dear life. She understood it was a tough night's work. But in saying that, the fight was close enough. I thought, you know, if it was a draw, I wouldn't complain. And if it went one round, one way or the other, I wouldn't complain. That is how I saw it. That is what I'd stick to. It wasn't a robbery. It wasn't anything like that. Because if it was the other way around, I'd have said, you know what? I get it. It was tight. It was close. I think Michaela Meyer just finished better, finished the fight better. But you're forgetting the early successes that Natasha did. So on a whole, I think Natasha now, she said this is probably her last year in the fight game. And I get that. She understands the limitations, she understands where she stands in regards to her age and performance as a world-class fighter. So now where does she go next? Does she do a rematch? In my opinion, probably not. Now as far as she's concerned, she's ticked every box. I think she should now look on her security, look at where the biggest financial fight is for her, because she's in that twilight part of her career. There's nothing wrong in that, and it's about supply and demand. So if the demand is there for a rematch, and that kind of money is on the table, then the rematch so it be. If not, then Natasha's got to make the right decision for her and her career and the back end of her career. Great night of boxing in Liverpool. A great way to start 2024. There was a British super middleweight title fight. British and Commonwealth Submiddleweight title fight on the undercard as well, Zach Chelli, and against Jack Cullen. I thought these two guys, they were at their ceiling, they were at their level, and it might be harsh, it might be a bit uncouth, but I think if you're going through the rankings and you're going to be British champion, you're going to be Commonwealth, you're going to be European, you want to see there's growth. There's potential for development of a fighter, so you know they can go on to be bigger and better. I think these two fighters fighting for the British and Commonwealth title, I think we saw their ceiling. So now it looks for talents that are coming through that have the ability to surpass them. But all in all, it was a battle of wills last night, and the best man, the right man, won. So I'm happy for Zach Chelli. It was nice to see his dad in the corner at the end of the fight anyway, so it was good. Coach Arkansas, I actually thought that was the best learning fight she could possibly have at this point in her career. Why? Because her opponent, I think she was 9-1, and I think 6 of her opponents were debutants, which meant that her depth of experience, excuse me if I'm wrong, her depth of experience as a professional fighter was limited, but she gave Karis enough hassle, trouble, problems to think about to improve her as a fighter. Karis needs more fighters like that, more fights like that, to make her into a better, more rounded fighter, more experienced fighter. Doing that, then putting her into world contention, I seriously consider that. Going back to world contention, a potential opponent for Natasha, thinking of that now, Lauren, what a way to go out. Fighting Lauren, what a great opportunity. Lauren wants to get in that mix. That's a great way, and the year's not done yet. We're seeing what I think is potentially fight of the year already. Sorry for going back and forth. Saying that, leaving Liverpool is actually alright. Went to the Slave Museum. First time I've been, amazingly enough, and it's such an amazing place. And it just makes you think. And I went with a couple of friends of mine. We went inside, walked around, and we talked about how we gave our opinions, we gave our thoughts on Liverpool and the history of Liverpool, the history of Liverpool's slave port, and Bristol's as well, and the thoughts and opinions of people going into the slave museum. I'd advise anybody, go across, have a look, spend a day there, not a couple of hours. I'm going to go back and I'm going to make a proper day of it. I think it was something that you need to take your kids to. You need to take any of your ignorant friends to. And I don't mean ignorant in an insulting way. Take them there just to let them see or hear or read about something different that they didn't know. One thing me and my friends were talking about facts. And I talked about the globe, how we see the globe. We see America, the biggest country in the world, and we see Africa down there. But in reality, you could fit America in the Sahara Desert, or it just edges over a bit of the Sahara Desert, which is in Africa. So why is it in schools, and even now today, you look at a picture of the world, and America is so big, and Africa is so small, when in reality, America could fit inside or just cover the desert, the Sahara Desert, which is in Africa. I wonder why that's not taught at school, why that's ignored, why people don't discuss these kind of things. There's his story, her story, history, and the story. And that's life in general. Sunday's been a good one. This is just my thoughts, just my opinion. I don't mind if you agree or disagree. It's just how I see it.